Here's a unique radio and transmitter, actually. Picked up at a Hamfest a number of years ago. This is supposedly a spy radio. It's an RS6, made probably about the early 1950s, although they were used well into the 60s. Supposedly used by the CIA. I also understand that they were used as an emergency radio. If a pilot got down somewhere in enemy territory, he could lash this thing up and call for help. This part is the receiver, and it's in two shortwave bands. As you can see down towards the middle, I'm covering my hand so the light with my hand so you can see. The dial is located here. There's a red and a blue band listed here. The red band goes from 6.5 to 15 megahertz. Let me push the band switch. The blue band is from 3 to 6.5 megahertz. The entire thing is tuned with this thumb wheel. This is the coarse tuning, and as you tune it, I don't know if you can see this or not, but that dial starts creeping upward. That was the coarse tuning, and then for fine tuning, there's a smaller dial here. Other features, it has a BFO, which is tunable by the looks of it here. I guess a crystal calibration unit. I'm not really familiar too much with this radio. A long time ago I tried firing it up using a power supply with a friend of mine, and we couldn't get it to do anything, or at least make the receiver run. It could have been something wrong with the power supply. Here's your volume control, the antenna and ground connections. There's a crystal control on this side. I have no idea what that would be for the receiver side. I understand for a transmitter, but I don't understand why would you need it for a receiver. And then over here on the right hand side is the jack for the headphones. Here's the transmitter. It has about 1 or 2 tubes in it, I think. Just like the receiver, rather. It has 2 bands. Blue band goes from 4.5 to 10 megahertz. Red band goes from 10 to, I believe, 22 megahertz. Allows for a key jack to be plugged in, or if you wanted to, there's a small key right here that you can use for CW. You tuned it by way of doing this. Has a little adjustment, and then you were supposed to tune it so you got, I believe, the brightest light from here. I also did a little bit of fine tuning here, and of course the crystal. These two are the remaining parts of the receiver. This is the power supply. It has a vibrator inside, just like a car radio. The AC part of it is switchable anywhere between 70 volts and 270, which wide range. It allows you to pretty much power this thing. I bet you could probably even power it on a couple of old lemons. And down here, power plug access is down in here. Also, up in this section here, this is all transformer, and this is probably the heaviest piece of the entire unit. Also has connectors on the side here. Those look like Jones plugs. I opened the access panel to the power supply electronics section for you to take a look at. There is a 6x4 I'm sure that's a rectifier just by that number. Little neon bulb. Here is the vibrator. By the looks of it underneath here, 2 fuses. And I'm assuming this would just be for the rest of the filter and power supply. And then this is the connector. And I'll show everybody here how this thing goes together. It's not one of the easiest things in the world to assemble. Last part of this is an accessory pack, and then there's one other piece which I cannot remember off the top of my head what it does. Here's another filter. I believe there is a schematic. Yeah, there it is. Shows how to hook the entire thing up. Hand generator connections, battery charging hookup, AC operation hookup, and then battery operation hookup. And I'll go on ahead and do that in just a second. And here's the connecting cable for Jones plugs. This looks like it'd be for a 6 or 12 volt battery by the looks of it. Well, here's the entire rig hooked up in their respective places. Receiver, transmitter, connection pack, which there's also a switch here for the switching between the receiver and the transmitter, and the power supply. And then from all of this, the power supply you had connected here either between operation or battery charge. You plugged in a Jones plug into each socket, whichever one you needed. And this was how you operated the radio. Not one of the easiest things to do, but I guess it did the job. And there you have it. RS6 Spy receiver.